All right, family, welcome to City Planter 225 YouTube channel. Today, as I promised, we're going to do a video about peppers, okay? So let's jump right into it. All right, so now, as you can see here, I have peppers out here, as you can see. I have bell peppers right there. I have Cubanello peppers there. And I have another bell pepper plant right there growing out of this bucket. Now I decided to grow out of buckets because I didn't want to put them in the ground since it was my first year growing them. So I ran a little experiment, and I want y'all to see this. If you look at this pepper plant right here, you'll see that it grew in a Y shape. Pepper plant is going to give you a Y shape. Came up here, broke off here, and as you can see, I've been cutting off every branch that tried to break off until it got like, up a little higher up here. I let it stay. But as you can see, by getting that Y, you get nice size peppers. See that pepper there? They have a good shape on them. They have good shapes, and they're gonna get to a nice size. And then there's another one over here. Nice shape, gonna get to a nice size, okay? Because I kept it at that Y shape and I didn't let branches grow everywhere. Now on a plant that they both came from seeds at the same time. This plant right here in this bucket, okay? Now you'll notice that the peppers over there are smaller. See, and they kind of have an awkward shape to them. But here is the Y. Let me see. Here's the Y shape, the first one right here. Then this branch of the Y turned to a Y. Then this branch turned to a Y right here. I accidentally broke that branch off right there, moving them about a week ago, and it had like 3 peppers on it. But there was another branch here. Here's a branch. Then they all turn to Y's as they go up the plant. One piece will turn to another Y, like you see. But you see how small the peppers come out? They still taste good and everything, but they come out smaller because the root system and the plant itself has to send energy in too many directions, as opposed to that Y shape with 2 directions. This one, the energy has to come from down there and go up all those branches. So you'll get more peppers letting the tree just grow wild like it wants to, but they won't be the quality type if you go Y shape like that one. Okay. Next thing is I want to plant them in the ground, and I didn't because it was my first time growing peppers. So I put them in containers. But next year I will put them in the ground to let the root system spread itself out, and I'll get even larger peppers, especially by giving it that Y shape and sticking to it. So now, as you can see, at this point I have them in this greenhouse. See that? See my greenhouse? Well, when the spring comes, I'm gonna take off the plastic, and then I'll just have that frame up there until it starts getting over 80 degrees. And Johnny, could you bring me a piece of that shade fabric? Look over there, and look at me. See that barrel over there by the fence? That's a small piece of shade fabric in it. Bring me that shade fabric. And see, you put that shade fabric over those PVC pipes instead of the plastic, and what it does, anytime they get over 81, 82 degrees on your peppers, then you see these, let me show you these little flowers. See these little flowers right here? That little flower turns to a pepper. When it gets hot, that flower is gonna dry up, turn brown, and fall off. Kind of like, let me show you one. Where's that brown pepper, that brown flower? See, let me see. Right here. If you can see this little brown piece here, That's what'll happen all summer long to your pepper plants, and you will be wondering what's going on. What's going on? It's too hot. So you have to put that shade fabric over, and I'm gonna show you what this shade fabric looks like. See this material? This is shade fabric, and you can see my fingers through the fabric, so it will allow sunlight to come through, but it will make it about 15 degrees cooler under the fabric. Your plants will still get sun, so they'll still be able to photosynthesize, okay? So you got to get that shade fabric. I bought mine at Lowe's, okay? So now, Home Depot has it as well. You can go on Amazon and just order some. So now, that's the other thing. You got to keep them cool in the summer, and then they'll keep on thriving right into October, November. And then when the temperature starts to get below 50 at night, then you want to start putting the plastic out and sit them under there. And I live in zone 9A, and it'll make it seem like you're two zones warmer. So it's like you'll be in 10A zone, like Miami. So now, Cubanello peppers. See those peppers there? Let me go in a little bit on them. Okay. And here, I let all of my peppers go get all the way ripe, okay? And all the way ripe means they're gonna turn orange, red, or yellow. And if you can see, I still have like one turning red. I have another one back here, and then this one, but these two almost fully ripe, okay? And when they get red, or like when these over here have turned orange, that means the starch in them has turned to sugar. You're gonna get the full flavor of the pepper, and you'll get mature seeds to plant for the following year, okay? You can eat a green pepper, but I don't pick green peppers off my plants. I let them get all the way ripe, yellow, red, or orange. They're gonna taste better, and you're gonna get mature seed from that fruit, okay? And so the next thing I want to talk about is winterizing. Let me see. Yes, okay. So the next thing, like when you do get your seeds, if you have those egg cartons at your house, when you empty the egg cartons, you can plant one seed in each hole. So if you got like a dozen eggs, or 18, or the 18 count, just so if you want to make sure all your seeds count. That's one of my banana trees right there. Got pups growing up around her. You plant the seeds in the egg carton. Thanks, Brother Thomas, over there in Beaumont, Texas, for that one. The egg carton trick. And then that way you just scoop the whole root ball out of the egg carton and put it in whatever planter or whatever position you're going to plant that tree in, whether it's in the ground or in a pot, and you won't disturb the root base. And when you do plant that little root ball, what you want to do is you want to make sure you have some microbials. And I use these right here. I use mycos, these little microbes that you put around your roots. And what they do, they help break down everything, and then they'll actually store nutrients for your root system to eat from, and they'll store little pockets of water down there. So mycos is a good source of microbials to put around your root systems, okay? So now, the next thing we're going to get to is put it on me. We're going to get to winterizing your pepper plant, so that when the next season come around, you'll have about a 5 or 6 week jump start on the person that's planting all seeds, because you already have plants. So you can put your plants to bed so they can hibernate for the winter, and you'll already have a plant. So when you break them back out, they'll just start budding, growing leaves, growing flowers, which turns to peppers, and where your seeds are trying to germinate and grow up and become a tree, so you already have them. So now, what I'm about to do is I'm about to turn the camera on this other pepper plant right here. Okay. Here's a pepper plant, and this plant gave me several good peppers. Okay. So now, what I'm about to do here is the first thing you have to do when you're winterizing is you have to cut away the plant. And as you can see, here's a Y shape, right? So I'm gonna cut down to right here. All right. I'm gonna cut it down to here, and then that way I can take all of this stuff up. And see, I just have this little Y shape here. Can they see the Y shape, Johnny? Okay, so now the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna dump some of this soil out so we can get down to it. I'm gonna turn it, tilt it down with that. Tilt it down with this, with that handle right there. Just tilt it down. Can they see it? Mm-hmm. Okay, so now, so we're gonna dump some of this soil out. And this is a pretty sandy soil, and peppers like sandy soil. Let me see. And you can see there's a lot of roots down in there. See that? Can they see this, Johnny? There's my root right there. All right. So now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to put in the pot with this root ball. Okay. Johnny, go into the garage, and in a wheelbarrow in front of where Jalen Park is an orange flower pot. Go get it. Okay, so right here is, no, go through the house. Right here is called, this is worm castings. Let me make sure y'all can see this. Okay, let me see. Yep, okay. These, I'm down to the end of these. This is worm castings, or in other words, worm poop. Your plants love that, so I'm going to put this in the pot. I'm going to put some organic 544 fertilizer, 5% nitrogen, 4% phosphorus, 4% potassium. Okay, and by winterizing this little plant like this, it doesn't need much, so it's gonna go into hibernation. And then that way, when the growing season come back end of February, beginning of March, I'm just gonna wake it up, reintroduce it, and then I already have a plant that'll start giving me fruit, because it gave me fruit this year. And also, I'm gonna make sure I have microbials touching this root ball. So right now, I'm just waiting on my daughter to bring me the flower pot. So far, we have we've dealt with the making that Y shape on the plant. We've dealt with the best kind of seed is from a fully ripe pepper. Okay, so now, and we've dealt with how to plant the seeds and all that kind of stuff. So now, here's the pot that I'm going to put it in. So the first thing I'm going to do is turn it over here for me, Johnny, so I can get some stuff to put in the bottom of this pot. You see this this pot has holes in it, so to keep the soil that I'm going to put in going through, I take some of this dead grass. When I cut my yard, I throw this stuff in here. Put some of that grass down in there like so. Then I turn it back over here to me. I put this root ball down into this pot like this. Well, let me put some of my stuff down in there first. I got these worm castings. I got the worm castings. And I'm going to put a little bit of this fertilizer down in the bottom. And some of these microbials. Put a few of these microbials down in there. Then I got another pot with a little soil in it already. I'll pour some of that down in there. Oh, I set it in here. Here it is. I got a little soil already. I'm gonna put some of that down there, and some of that soil already has some fertilizer in it. So now I'm gonna sit this pepper plant right down in here, and I'm gonna finish filling it in with a little more soil around on the sides, like that. And then I'm gonna mulch it. I got some wood chips here. Some of you guys remember I was over there chipping away at a tree trunk, taking bark off of it. Some of this is that bark. So now I'm mulching it. And so now I have just winterized a pepper plant with a Y shape. And it's going right down here into this this greenhouse. Turn the camera. Turn the camera. And I'm sitting it down in here. So it's just gonna sit in there across the winter. And then when those three plants, my last 3 peppers, stop giving me peppers, I'll winterize those, and that'll give me 4 really good pepper plants already ready to go. And then I have like Ziploc bags full of seed, from all these peppers that I've been eating this year. And then I'm gonna find a spot in the ground to put them in. But I promise y'all the pepper video. I hope I was able to help somebody. Tabitha Nelson, if you're watching, you have to winterize those peppers that you have in the ground by your fence. And you can leave them in the ground and winterize. You just have to cut them down, put a little fertilizer on them, and then here. And then once you do that, Tabitha, make sure you put a lot of mulch around the base of your plants, whether it's leaves or wood chips, okay? Fred Haley, peace, my brother, Calumet City. I'll talk to you soon, okay? Thanks for tuning in. Please like the video. If you do, share it. Subscribe to the channel. I apologize for the way we had to do this video today. It's been raining out here, and it really set me back. I had to wait on it to stop raining, okay? So, City Planner 225 out. I love y'all, and thank you.